was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm
YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A in LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, ash, go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. So look, fam, if you haven't checked out the 2A in LA merch store, fam, what are you waiting on, fam? It's some of the hottest gear, 2A gear out there. So make sure you check out the merch store. 100% of the proceeds go back into the channel to help you get better content. And also, if you are not a member of the channel, fam, look, it's only $3.99 a month. We do lives every other Monday. I do giveaways, great giveaways every other Monday. We are giving a custom Walther PDP away. So look, fam, don't miss out. Don't sleep on the membership, all right? All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. So look, fam. This one's been a long time coming. I'm not gonna lie, fam. This one has been a long time coming. Not so much just from the time I ordered the gun to the time I received it, but more kind of my evolution, fam. That my gun evolution. For those who've been following my channel from day one, all my day ones, shout out to you. You guys know that I kind of started my gun journey with Glocks and SIGs and Walthers and HKs and CZs and modding those pistols out. The thought of buying even a staccato for $2,500 plus bucks was just unmentionable to me because I didn't understand what could justify that kind of price tag. And so obviously I evolved. I bought my first staccato. I got the P and then had Vulcan Machine Works hook it up. I bought the C2 and I had Monsoon Tactical. And I was like, oh, okay, this is different. Then I bought a Staccato XC and I was like, oh, this is what people mean when they talk about 2011s, right? Then I started expanding out, obviously Legion Precision, Phoenix Trinity H-Tacs, on and on and on and on. And one of those guns, and then I kind of stepped up to like that premium tier of 2011. I started getting into Atlas Gunworks. And then I got my Venom. And then I got a Haze, right? And I was like, man, oh man. When I started getting into that ballpark, I told myself, I gotta have an Infinity, at least one in my collection. I was looking for the best of the best of the best. Now, when I got Atlas and Venom and Haze, I definitely scratched that itch But I wanted to see, I wanted to experience all of them that are in that rare air. Infinity in my mind was definitely there. And so when I had an opportunity to put it in order for Infinity, I jumped on it. It's very hard to get an allocation. So shout out to Infinity for getting your boy in there. But I ordered the Baby Monster, and I waited and waited patiently. And after probably about 8 months or so, I got the call. Hey, your Infinity is ready and we're ready to ship. And fam, this was on the heels of me getting the Haze and the Haze scoring the highest score in the history of the channel. This is on the heels of me shooting the quad port and running it with the Erebus, and those guns being so good that I couldn't even determine a winner between the two. And then on the heels of me getting my Venom tri-ported, which took that gun to a whole nother level, where I felt that gun was now as good a shooter as the Haze. And I was like, man, I'm going to get this Infinity. I wonder where it is going to wind up in the mix of all of this, right? And I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet, fam. These are just my first impressions. But let me just let you guys take it in. And while you're doing that, you know, maybe I'll put up some B-roll with some additional photography so you guys get an opportunity to check it out. What I would say, fam, that really separates Infinity from a lot of the great gun manufacturers out there, whether that's the Venoms of the world, the Atlases of the world, the Raffertys of the world, the Hayes of the world. Those guys are the ultimate in gun building, and kind of, I would say more so like Rafferty and Venom, they take the styling to another level that maybe an Atlas doesn't, and Hayes is really kind of understated and classy. Infinity takes that styling to a point where it really is art. There is so much detail, kind of the knurling along the slide and along the frame, the aesthetics of the grip, all the little screws and everything. Even just the mag release button is incredibly unique. There are a million, literally the island barrel, which also has that pattern on it. There are literally, every time I look at the gun, there's something else about it that I picked up that I missed the first go round. To the texturing on the back of the gun, to the Infinity logo on the front there, and the Infinity logo right there. Like I said, every time I look at the gun, I pick up on something. The knurling underneath it, the way the gun is cut for the aim point, so it sits so low so that you can co-witness very, very easily, and it doesn't take up a lot of your window. I mean, I can go on and on and on relative to first impressions, but my first impression was, wow. Wow. Aesthetically, design-wise, this is the prettiest gun I've ever seen. And not just, like, some guns are pretty because they got a neat color combination or something like that. This isn't about that. This is pretty in terms of from the factory styling. It's just phenomenal, you guys. It does not disappoint. I don't know even if the camera does it justice. Hopefully the photography does, but I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Now here's what I'll say. I gave you all of the good stuff. The two things that I really, really kind of look at when I first get a gun are how smooth is that slide. Does it feel like it's on? Does it feel like it's on ball bearings? I'll say my initial thought was that I was a little disappointed. Not that it's bad, not at all. Not at all. But there's a little grit to it. It doesn't feel as well grooved in as my haze. It doesn't feel as well grooved in as my Venom Triport. Doesn't feel as grooved in as my Erebus. So that stood out to me, and I'm like, I wonder how it's going to play out when I shoot. So we'll see. The other thing that I'm very in tune with, fam, is the trigger. And while I mentioned how grooved in the slide is to the frame, now there's zero wobble, none. Tolerances here are crazy. What separates kind of the best of the best of the best is they're able to get like super tight tolerances like you see here, and also find a way to make the racking buttery smooth and slick. This has some of that, but not as good as my haze, not as good as my Venom, not as good as my Erebus. Close, but not as good. The next thing I look at is trigger, right? Fam, I'm not gonna front. I gotta just tell it like it is. I've told you guys numerous times that I don't think anybody makes a better trigger than Atlas. And the Atlas trigger is used in haze, it's used in Venom, it's used in Rafferty's, and obviously it's used in Atlas. And there's a reason for it, because that trigger is outstanding. I was like, there's some great triggers out. Red Dirt makes a great trigger. There's some great triggers, 2011 triggers out there. But I just always felt like Atlas was the creme de la creme. Until I felt this trigger. Fam, there's no take up. You're at the wall. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fam, this Infinity trigger. Oh. You know, I've shot Infinities before, and I felt like, oh, these are really, really good triggers. So I was aware, but when it's your gun, and you've been waiting for months and months and months, and you've had the idea in your head for years, I was like, I want to see it in fam. And having recently had all of the testing for the review and everything for the haze, the Venom quad port, my Venom triport, and comparing that with the Erebus and all that, I was very in tune to trigger. So when I pulled the trigger on this, fam, I was like, I can't believe it. It is, I don't know how it's going to feel when I'm shooting it, but just by feel, fam, I'd say it feels like the best trigger I've ever experienced. Shout out to Infinity for that one. But look, fam, aesthetically, it's great. The trigger feels great, but how does it shoot? How does it shoot? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Look, fam, we're going to find out. That's what I will tell you. We are going to find out. I can't wait to get this bad boy out on the range. I can't wait to see where it's going to end up scoring in my system. I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. I'll bring you guys along, and then of course we'll put some head-to-heads with this and the haze and the Venom and the Erebus. We'll find out who is going to be the king in my collection, but I like the way Infinity has started out from a first impressions perspective. All right, that's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.